Hi, everyone. Welcome to the second week of the ReDefy podcast. Bit of a somber week this week. We're going to be covering a lot of things that happened in the LCS and the meta as well, with the new patch that dropped as well as some upcoming changes. One thing we as a community and a team here wanted to quickly touch on before we jump in. We here at ReDefy are really saddened by the shootings that have been happening around the country. Most recently within Atlanta and Colorado. We as a team and as a community of people strongly believe that being kind to each other is really something that's direly missing in this world. And we do send our deepest condolences to any and all the people who are being affected by these most recent of events. If you do wish to help to support the victims or the people who have been affected, we will be throwing a couple GoFundMe pages within the Twitch chat right now. That I believe are live to support those that are affected by the tragedies. Sorry. Again, feel free to throw your support out to them. If you have anything and you want us to share it as well, let us know. We're more than happy to share it on our social media pages. Welcome, lads. Bit of a somber start to the week. You guys doing well today?
We're doing good.
Good.
Yeah. It's
Good
a
to
bit
hear.
of a sad way to start, unfortunately.
I know, it's some really messed up shit in this world. So we're going to start off with, let's be honest, some of the more excitable things. LCS games. Still making note. My boys TSM, as much as I hate to call them that, still calling the dark horse race right there. Bailey, you're a TSM fan, and I know Aaron hates talking about, what's it called? Team Liquid. Thoughts, fellas?
It's not going to be a fun
Aaron
week for me,
hates
that's
talking
all
about
I'm saying.
Aaron hates Team Liquid, and I'm not a fan of TSM.
So let's start with that game first.
TSM impersonating Dignitas? Game one?
Ain't that the truth? I'll tell you that.
Just the massive Baron throw into the loss. It all went downhill from there.
5 minutes around the Baron, then giving the objective over for free and losing the game when they had a massive lead.
Didn't they lose Baron and then...
Yeah, they gave it over. They Baron danced for 5 minutes and then gave it over.
Didn't TL get soul off that too? Like, wasn't that the dragon they were on?
Yeah. They gave over soul to start Baron and then gave Baron.
I have a silly question. Was anyone at TSM at some point in their careers, whether coaching or players, has anyone been a part of Dignitas?
I don't think so.
Not that I'm aware of.
Damn, these lot they must have been screaming dig hard for that to happen. Hey guys, you want to learn how to throw? Let me show you the way, my brothers.
Alright, the only person I had questions about was maybe Power of Evil, but he is not.
He did quite well though. Power of Evil did.
Still maintain PoE is a bloody good player.
I've been saying that, but nobody believes me, so.
Oh god.
I mean, he's a good player. He will never live up to Bjergsen.
I think it would be very difficult for anyone to really get close to Bjergsen, if we're being quite honest here. But at that point, we have to think like, there's only been 3 meta laners in TSM. You've got, Reggie, Bjergsen, and now PoE.
Yeah.
They're going to really run with this boy. They're not going to think, oh, wait, because he's had a bad split or something, they're going to get rid of him. I still do expect TSM to do well in the lower bracket. They're up against EG, which I believe the game is on Saturday. Thoughts, fellas? Is it good that TSM got to play against TL, even though it gets shafted and pull a full Dignitas 180 and be dropped into a low bracket, get that weaker games in? Or is it better to be EG to just come in fresh and say, hey, we never had to go through that demoralization of losing to, throwing the Dignitas out there?
My money's on EG. My money's on EG. My money's on EG.
Why?
Well, one, if we go off Huni's past experiences in playoffs, like his Immortals days, he just straight throws up throws a series and it all goes downhill from there for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that Impact being the rock he is will easily make Huni not as big of a bitch like he was this week, but and I think it'll just be the Sensgaren show and the Jizuke show. I think Jizuke is going to actually roll Power of Evil.
Oh. It's my boy, though. Aaron?
I think it's really up to how the TSM decides to play their game. TSM needs to play around their bottom side in this upcoming series versus EG, because I don't trust Huni to take the mantle and take the torch on winning this series. PoE also is much better as like a safe farmer in the mid lane. I would like to see a bottom mid focus gameplay coming out from TSM, just because I have more confidence in Lost and Sword Art than I do in Deathly and Ignar. Ignar can also be a focus point for Evil Geniuses, and if they're able to shut down his creative mind and what he wants to do in the bottom lane while also getting Lost ahead, then I think that that's their avenue of winning. Whereas like they try and funnel the resources into Huni. Today's just gonna be
talk about a coin flip.
Words, but like Impact is going to be able to take the pressure from Huni because he's a great weak side player, and I don't think that's a winning lane for TSM. So
wait! I'm gonna hold you to that. Did you just call Impact a great weak side player?
Yes, yes, I did. He is a great weak side player.
For those who don't know, my young boy Icarus here thinks that young Impact is quite overrated.
Not a win condition, okay?
He's not a win condition.
He's a great weak side player. He's not a win condition. If you're looking for a weak side player, Impact top of the league. If you're looking for somebody that's a carry style, like star top laner, it's not
Huni.
Not Huni either, but
Huni's what happens with Impact is about 10 years younger and has slight thumbs, but not full thumb.
So what you're saying is Huni in 10 years' time will be the Impact.
Oh no, he'll never learn how to play safe.
Yeah.
He'll be locking top for 10 years.
Okay, so let's throw that onto the flip side then. If we're talking about like good top laners, someday 100 Thieves, going up against Dig. Thieves, someday, yeah, good top laner, right? He's not bad, is he? They are going up against Dig. Again, 100 Thieves got royally railed. Like it just wasn't even funny. Going up against Dig. Thoughts, fellas? I'll start with you, Aaron, this time.
I want to believe in 100 Thieves. I really do. But looking at the Dig lineup and how strong they've been playing as of recently, I think Dig's going to take it, to be completely honest with you. I'm a 100 Thieves like brand fan. But more than that, I really liked Monte as a player, and I enjoyed that they were pushing for North American talent for a while, something we talked about last week. But now it's Dignitas that's running the North American talent, and 100 Thieves is suddenly the 100% imports team. And, I still like the brand, still like Nadeshot as an owner, but Dignitas has been on the uprise. They're the one with the 100% North American talent here, and I'm going to give them the win, both for just current branding of the roster, and they've been playing quite well for the past couple weeks.
Go on, Bailey, what do you think?
All right, so if we remember last week, I called Dig as my dark horse.
Oh Lord.
I said Dig was making this run.
You really think Dig's going to wreck on... how close? What are we taking score-wise? What do you think it's score?
It's a 3-2. It's probably a 3-2.
You think it's going to a 5-game? Are we getting Silver Scrapes this week?
I think we are.
I think TSM versus EG is Silver Scrapes.
I think we're getting 2. We probably get 2.
I would think that... I can see TSM and EG going to 5 games, yes. I see 100 Thieves smashing Dignitas. At worst case, 3-1. But I would be coming in thinking, I think they can get a 3-0 over Dig. I think the infrastructure that 100 Thieves has, along with the synergies that the players do, 4 of them have still been together. Someday is a seriously good top lane. They can play strong side or weak side.
I will point out that 4-man squad was 5th, 6th, and 5th the last 2 EC splits.
Still a good team.
also, guys, we forgot the best part.
Is Demonte playing, by the way?
No, it's probably still Ryoma.
Okay.
But it's Ryoma
I take my prediction back then.
It's Ryoma versus Staligo, meaning it's the battle of the 9th and 10th worst mid laners in NA.
I really hope they play around someday.
No, I don't want them to play around someday either, because same thing as Impact. Great weak side player, not a carry player.
Someday's not a carry player? Bruh.
No, I actually do want them to play around Rihanna.
Someday is a carry player on an island.
FBI.
On an island. If you leave him on an island, he plays carries and he wins.
Just give him Jax. He's fine.
You know what top laner I would like to see played around, though?
What?
Fake God. Dignitas' top laner. He was in the academy scene, and I casted some of his games, and he's a fake god sometimes, but like he can pop off. Like if you give this man something that he can play aggressive on, he can carry some games. He actually has a very mean topside dominance play style if you allow that. But unfortunately, they're just going to play around Dardoch. That's all they've done so far.
So I actually want to quick transitions. Boof. When we're talking about champions that can play are strong, someone who collectively you two anchors thought would be really strong this patch would be Xin Zhao. Now, I am going to put you both on heavy blast, lads. What was this talk about Xin Zhao being? I have a quote from Bailey somewhere, but it's going to be the number one pick and the most OP jungler in the game.
Aaron.
Some was that Aaron? One of you two. Saying something along those lines about Xin Zhao is going to be the best damn close to champion in the league. My guy's still sitting at what, a 48% win rate, plat and higher.
Okay,
yeah, that's pretty bad for an easy champion.
Okay.
So, what happened? Why is he not as strong as... It's not just you guys, let's be honest. A lot of people thought that, hey, this fool is going to be bloody strong. Why did we think that Xin Zhao is not as strong as he could be? But what's missing?
Damage. He doesn't do damage. You go AP, he's like, oh, cool, I have burst, and then and it's not enough to kill anybody. You go AD, and it's what he was 2 weeks ago, where he just hits you a few times and you're like, all right, bye.
So can you not play him like... I remember Aaron did some testing with him in Sandbox. Can you not go like a drain tank style with him, kind of like how Renekton does?
That's something that I need to do more testing on. And before I get flamed more for this, I want it to be known that on U.GG, he has gone up 3% in win rate and went from a D tier jungler to a B tier jungler in just about a week's time. So in the course of the past week, this champion has increased by 3% win rate, which is massive, considering where he was before not being played ever. May not be number one still, but it's massive. And I think something that I personally want to do testing more in regards to what you were saying, Nemo, I want to test more of a drain tank style. Instead of running Halo Blades, which is their typical run for Xin Zhao, maybe running the Phase Rush is really popular right now for just junglers in general, and going something like the Nashor's Tear Thresh in order to get massive AP scaling starting off the bat for his passive, and then going into the likes of like a Trinity Force or a Eclipse or even a Rift Maker. Yeah, something like that that's going to give you more staking potential also, with the Phase Rush and healing.
Doesn't Riftmaker give Hybrid Pin?
I don't know. I know it gives Omnivamp.
Or maybe Divine Sunder gives the Hybrid Pin.
Divine Sunder is the one, correct. It's not.
Or it gives Armor and Magic Pin.
Correct.
So, I mean, Divine Sunder?
Divine Sunder would be a good one, too.
I think that's more of a lane one, though.
Do we see him going back into the lane?
I have seen a little bit of top lane.
I've seen AP Xin Zhao lane, yes. And it is weird.
Weird? How so?
I'm not used to seeing AP Xin Zhao.
we weren't used to seeing AP Twitch until a few weeks ago.
My man back for a blasting wand and just goes, okay. now I'm gonna poke you for 400 damage every 6 seconds.
So do we not think that he can, if we're looking at jungle, let's say maybe 1v1 potential, because it's got a good kit. If it's 1v1, you go drain tank, can you play him into an Udyr, a Hecarim? Maybe, probably not on Olaf, because I think Olaf will just out-sustain the fool.
I think Udyr runs circles around you.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I think this man just goes
both
bear
negatively
slap.
And figuratively.
I think this man just bear slaps you.
Too.
He bear slaps you and then just runs circles for about 30 seconds and then you're dead.
Yeah, makes sense. Aaron, what do you say?
Good luck landing W2, which is the entire point of this changes. Like, he just slaps you once and then does a little ring around the rosy on you, and you're never landing anything on him. You just gotta hope auto attacks work.
Oh, that's interesting. Go ahead, Billy.
I was gonna say, I think they need to do what they need to focus more on one. If he's gonna go AP or AD, and not try this hybrid route, because it never really works, and they always end up becoming mages in the end. You
think he just could have just been an experiment?
They've experimented like 10 times already. They've had Shyvana, they've had Twitch, Master.
I remember watching LS. I believe it was LS who mentioned this on his stream. Co-watching LCS. To paraphrase what he says, I don't like the fact that Riot is saying, "Hey, you know what? Instead of thinking, hey, we want to, break a little bit of these numbers here and there, let's just make them both AP and AD scaling." I think that's terrible for the game. They want to try and make use of more item diversity. I don't think that works. I think you have to try and stick to the strong suit of where the champion comes from, in which case Xin Zhao is, has always primarily been AD. Stick with that and work with those numbers there and see how he can be improved there. Xin Zhao as a champion is very basic to play, but it's a lot of fun. I enjoy playing him, especially on things like ARAM. But kind of throwing that into there was like, oh, he's not quite strong with AP. He's not quite strong with AD. Makes him seem a bit more useless than what he was in the past. Even though, as Aaron rightly stated, his win rate has gone up by a few percent. Still not enough to really push him over the edge, I think.
There will
I think
always
still
be,
needs a lot of work.
There will always be one build that's better. Look at Twitch. He went from building full AD to full AP, and you only build full AP now.
You don't even build Mythic anymore on AD. You go Bork, Runans, and then Mythic as a third item.
Bork, Runans.
Bork, Runans, and then Mythic
I've not seen that Twitch build. That one's new to me.
Maybe it's a lower elo thing, but I've seen it a lot in Gold and Plat games.
Why would you go Bork?
I mean, I think at the end of the day, I agree with LS on this. The biggest issue I have with it is there's too many champions that they try to have doing too many things rather than just saying like, hey, if you need AP damage, actually just draft a mage. You know what I mean? Like you have time to choose your champion in every kind of role except for blind pick. And like to get that counter pick action going on there. And so when people decide that they're not going to lock in an AP champion mid and want to play their AD assassins, that's a weakness of the player. And you kind of deserve to lose the game. Sucks in solo queue for the other 4 players, but dodging's a thing for a reason. And in the pro scene, they should definitely not be drafting a singular type of damage. Those guys get paid to know better. So there's no need for an AP Twitch. Just draft a mage bot lane. Let me see Swain. Let me see Ziggs or Syndra bot lane again.
I'm really hoping we see AP Twitch in Korea this week.
if we ever see AP Twitch, it's gonna be the greatest week ever.
No, because it's gonna be all in my solo queue games.
What's gonna happen? Here, I'm calling it now. Okay, so we're gonna get a Twitch Yumi, like normal, Twitch normal things. And he's gonna back with 850 gold, buy his blasting wand, invis into you, auto attack you 4 times with his W, and just one shot you.
At that point, what can you do?
Talking about, I've done it many times.
Talking about changes to champions, I think it's interesting for us to transitions and segues into the next topic. Talking about the potential new patch that Markieta threw out today. Production. See, I don't even need to talk, man. Yo, Young Venture. Shout out to production. Shout out to Young Venture. There's a lot of interesting stuff here. A couple of things I'm really looking at, and I've had a few talks with a few people about this. The Yorick changes are really good, nice quality for life changes. That's more on like people I've seen who enjoy the champion and who actually find him somewhat viable now. I know you guys who know who I'm talking about here. Big things, certain things that stand out to you guys. Go. What looks really good or interesting here?
Essence Reaver's dead.
Tristan is dead. No, Udyr's dead for sure as well.
All right, let's do one off the other. Essence Reaver. Why is Essence Reaver dead?
It lost 10 AD and it's only 100 gold cheaper. Like, it went from 55 to 45.
Well, if we're going down that road, we can also talk about how Lord Dominic's is now going to be a completely worthless item because it went up 100 gold and lost 5 AD. So, like, they just completely gutted that item for armor pen. At that point, I'd rather just build an Infinity Edge 3rd item. So
now, with the nerf to Lord Doms, you can always go Seralda's, and then your abilities slow them.
But what if you're playing like Caitlyn?
Or Ashe?
I mean, at that point, don't get a fucking Lord Doms. Get it.
If I see anyone in solo queue building, what's it called? Shirelda's, whatever the hell it's called. On Ashe. Yeah, on Ashe, that's a reportable offense, in my opinion. It's just silly.
But it gives you armor pen. That's actually useful.
Yeah, but your slows don't stack.
You know who's going to be insane now, guys?
What's up?
Ezreal. Trinity and Seralda's buffs. Oh my god.
And Essence Reaver nerf, so he kind of loses the Essence Reaver. He loses the Essence Reaver Duskblade build.
Yeah. But like,
I think he still goes it. I think he still goes Essence Reaver. It's one of the ones that's I think he really wants the Sheen procs, and I think he really wants the mana.
At that point, would you not just go tier then?
Yeah.
But then you have to stack a tier.
Yeah, that's fine. Just start tier. You play passive and lane anyways. That's Ezreal's whole playstyle.
I mean, if we're talking for solo queue, that's not going to happen.
True.
Maybe
Now,
on low elos.
Maybe for pro play, maybe.
Pro players know how to play Ezreal's kit better and like can just get away with cheesier things because he has so much working in his kit. But they also know when they need to play safe and when they lose a 1v1. And low elos, yeah, sure, maybe they're going to suffer, but Ezreal's never been a low elo champion anyways. He's never somebody that like I expect good things out of in silver, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think with Ezreal, it's very hit or miss with him. When Ezreal is strong, he's very strong. And it's a contested champion. First pick, not quite bannable. But you'll generally always want to play first pick unless you have a completely comp idea that would just be like, hey, we need something that will be able to synergize better. Ezreal as a whole, I feel like is just a really good AD carry on his own if you're just throwing an AD carry into a comp. These changes here, sorry?
I will say, if I didn't have to ban Leona every game I play bot lane, I'd ban Ezreal.
Would you?
I would. He plays too safe.
Why? Oh.
He plays too safe. I want to fight you.
That's the merit of the champion, though.
I want to fight you. If you're not fighting me, you're doing it wrong.
See, I play the lane like a bitch, so to me, that's great. But at the same time, when you think like, SSGV, yes, it lost 10 AD, but it's also a wee bit cheaper. I don't think that quite justifies the balancing of losing all the AD. Triforce is really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Doms is obviously just not a thing. You go Triforce Geraldas, you got plenty of haste there. Maybe throw a tier in there as well to start with.
Mm-hmm.
I can see Ezreal potentially becoming a thing. I don't think he'll quite be top tier. I think he'll be like more or less A tier versus S tier.
I don't think he gets A. I think he sits in B.
You think so?
I think there's too many good AD carries that'll just make Ezreal their bitch. I would rather have almost every AD carry other than Ezreal on my team.
I don't. It's hard because like the meta of the bot lane is super like bursty right now with Tristana, Rel, Alistar, Kai'Sa all being kind of like the main focuses. But AP Twitch, but I mean Rel's getting nerfed this patch. Tristana's losing 2 base AD, which is massive because every auto attack does 2 less damage. Your explosives do, don't scale as hard. It just hurts super hard for losing base AD. But so like that's pretty good. You saw Alistar's getting nerfed as well. His just flat damage is getting nerfed in the early laning phase. So across the board, there's going to be kind of less damage available in the bottom lane.
Nice.
Kai'Sa is getting nerfed. So all 4 of the champions I just mentioned are on the nerf list. So it makes it a little bit harder to burst.
It's a glorious day.
Oh god, what have you done?
Everfrost is nerfed.
I thought you loved Everfrost.
I love Everfrost, but I hate having to build it because it's so good. It goes from
where it just kind of narrows your way in which you can build a champion.
Yeah, it goes from 125 base with 35 AP scaling to 100 base with 30 AP scaling, and 10 seconds longer on the the CD of the root.
I think that's a fair change. I don't think it's dead. I think it's viable. It's just maybe you have to think a bit more about which direction you want to go.
What's nice is it means that like the champions that want to build it still do. So like Veigar, Ahri still love this item because it still does what they're good at, which is going in, throwing down the slow or the root, and then following it up with a charm or a fun box. But it means that like Bailey here, who's going to be playing Sylas for the next week until he gets nerfed, for the next 3 weeks until he gets nerfed on 11.8, doesn't have to feel like he's building Everfrost every game, and he can go his weird ability haste Leandri's build that I hate.
Hey, I have that one. I have Night Harvester if I'm getting fed.
The shit I hear sometimes from you guys really triggers me half the time. I will tell you one thing. I will tell you one thing. Unpopular opinion. I don't think Tristana's nerfs are hard enough. I think she needs one. Tristana is very. Yes, okay. She lost 2 base AD, which is still quite a fair bit. You may not be able to see her in mid lane as much. Bot lane, it's harder for me to think like a strong early game champion who has burst and you have Halo Blade, so she can pop those explosive charges fairly quickly and has a escape that you can buffer to get out of most things as well. I think she needs to be hit a little bit harder. As
the avid Tristana player here, this does nothing. I'm still going to kill you level 2. I'm still getting my double kill bot lane level 2 every game.
Yeah. I think that's kind of a given one. The Kai'Sa one, yes, the ulti cooldown is a bit much. Goes up by 20 seconds, I think.
Yeah. 20 seconds level 1.
That makes no difference. You just play a wee bit safer at the beginning. Makes no difference. She's still, as a champion, very, very, very strong. The Thresh Shield, meh. Like, it's a decent change, but you don't often throw a lantern as a shield. More often than not, it's used as an as an escape tool, or just to help you AD carry play safe. Alistair, thank fudge for that. I hate how much damage that fool throws out there. I think those changes are really nice on his end. Ivan, I really hope we see. I don't get that one. Maybe you guys could shed a bit more light on it. I don't understand the Ivan change.
I'm not the Ivan player here.
Have you ever been 100-0 by an Alistar? Because I know I have as an AD carry player. There was something in the before they have like the one that we have up on screen that has like the number changes, and then there's one before this that gives you an idea. There was apparently a bunch of bug fixes that came out for Daisy earlier in the last patch, and those bug fixes increases win percentage by a bunch. So apparently, like, just Daisy's pathing and ability to stick to people and general AI is a lot better. To be fair, I've always thought the Iron Shields have done a surprising amount of damage.
Yeah, they kind of hurt.
And now that Daisy sticks to you harder than a linebacker gunning for the quarterback, suddenly you find yourself facing down the throat of this Daisy creature that runs you down super fast, has knockups, and just doesn't die because he has a 3-second shield every 4 seconds. That bursts for way too much damage for a character playing support, so it's kind of understandable.
I don't see enough Ivan to really think that why wasn't nerf needed? Like, if anything, you should be buffing him. I want to see it. Oh, here we go. Another one. Round 2.
These nerfs do nothing. Nothing will change.
Yeah.
These nerfs to Ivan, or these nerfs to these champions in general?
And all of these champions, the only one that probably matters is the Alistar one. Is the Alistar one. I don't even think the Hecarim matters. You're not building damage on Hecarim. You just go full move speed items. That 10% is not going to matter.
But it does, because
your move speed is your AD, though.
You think 10% less move speed is going to matter that much in his AD?
Absolutely.
I still think
it means that he doesn't 100-0 your AD carry in the backline when he's building full tank.
Are we talking about the same AD carries here?
Just on yeah.
I think he still one-shots the AD carries in the backline. You're getting one-shot by Alistairs. Come on, Aaron.
This is true, actually.
I cry myself to sleep every night. There is no God in this world.
All right, let's move on to the buffs then. Buffs, we've got the Kindred buffs, Q base AD ratio 65-75. Meh. That's nice, but meh. Equal down has gone from 18 to 14, has been from 18 to 14 down to 16 to 12. That's kind of nice.
That's nice. It's an execute.
Yeah, it's quite nice there. Yorick, really good quality of life update on his end.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Do I think this will push him hard? No. Do I think you'll see a bit more of him? You'll probably see a little bit more of him in mid to lower elos, just because people are like, oh, look at this. Well, Yorick actually does things now, and Maiden's not a total fool.
I have a question. About the E marked champions continuously awaken graves. Does that mean when they're like you hit them with your E, as long as they're on the debuff, more Gravewalkers keep spawning?
To my knowledge, yes. That's the way I've read it.
That sounds very impressive.
I think Morpheus.
But here's the big one. Prior, if you threw the ghouls at an enemy champion, you tried to tower dive them. The moment the ghouls would attack him, Yorick would take tower aggro.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now each of the ghouls will take the tower aggro. Then Maiden, if she's up, will take the tower aggro. Then Yorick will take the tower aggro.
But
that's amazing.
In that particular order. So you do get a fair bit of beef ahead of you now, and it may be a wee bit easier to be able to dive someone earlier on in the night. What were you going to say?
I imagine that if he still walks up and Qs you, though, you still take tower aggro.
Probably.
I would imagine so, yes. But if you just let like the ghouls and Maiden do your thing, and you're just hitting tower, like at that point you're not really going to take aggro unless the ghouls are all dead and there's no minions there either. Also,
have you guys never realized how much damage Maiden does? That shit hurts.
I stay as far away from that fool as I can. We're always never in a team fight.
The Maiden does so much damage.
Yeah.
I think it's like 8% of your max HP every couple seconds.
At that point, I never see I never see a Yorick in a team fight. Yorick's always doing the Tryndamere flex, where just in a solo lane and bonging Qs upon towers, and it's like, all right, fine. Oh wait, look, we would just want a team fight. Yorick is taking our inhibitors. Shit, what do we do now? So that's always how I see a Yorick. I never see a Yorick in any of our team fights.
I mean, we're gonna get to like split pushing after we're done with these buffs, but between these buffs and like apparently the split pushing that Riot's looking at, I think Yorick's gonna be top tier in like a couple of months. And I know I said that about Xin Zhao, but like
hot take Aaron here.
hot take. No, because like so going down the list of things, minions drawing aggro I think is a nerf because he loses damage unless he pulls it first. But I think the big ones that are gonna really make or break Yorick here are the other three, which are he gets more minions. So if he like throws the E and then Qs a minion, he gets another one that spawns just kind of for free there. His E getting an initial leap damage is huge. That's a lot of upfront damage that people are going to be missing out on because everyone knows that the minions leap at you and they get that first auto in, but now they're going to leap and do that damage and then get an auto in. So it's going to be a lot of extra. Most importantly, though, he keeps his maiden so much longer because every other minion in the game, such as like Heimerdinger turrets, I think outside of like Annie Tibbers, but even Annie's Tibbers pulls aggro priority. Maiden not pulling priority on a turret is insane for split push. Like that's going to do so much work for him. Like I cannot underplay that.
Also, Maiden is the only.
Just never see Yorick in your team fights.
Maiden is the only pet. Maiden's the only pet that will not die. You can keep it alive the entire game.
Yeah.
Because you can back with it. It'll heal in the fountain.
It's insane. And he gets 3 free goals whenever he summons the Maiden as well. So he just Maidens throws the E at you. Suddenly you have to deal with the fact that like any ghouls he had in the ground get spawned because of that E. And he has the Q and the Maiden's ghouls. Like unless he has a hard cap at 4 minions, which I think he might. I think they get refreshed at 4. But he could still just continue to replenish them if he started diving because of the E. It's insane what he's going to be able to do.
Let's quickly run down the list before we get to the spicy one of this week's topics. Braum E cooldown 18 to 10, it's gone down 16 to 8. Armax knockup is static at 1.2 now. It's nice. It's not really that big of a change. Yasuo at 80 per level, 2.2 to 3. That's a nice change for Yasuo. It will be noticeable. We will definitely notice that as far as damage goes. Who knows, maybe these guys will try to hit the 0 and 10 power spike a wee bit sooner. Q isolation bonus 30 to 50. It's gone up to 40 to 60. I think that'll be really nice, especially when Maud gets later on into the game. Q damage Resurges 70 to 190, 80 to 200. Meh. W Ash damage 20 to 80, 30 to 90. Meh. Varus 80 per level, 3 to 3.4. Yeah, decent. Nothing I really think is going to be too crazy. Mumu Q mana cost has gone down from 50 to 70 to 30 to 50. That is really nice.
Wow.
That's a big change right there. My big thing is also his equal down from 10 to 6 to 9 to 5.
That's already his main like DPS ability too.
Yeah.
Jeez,
so Mumu, I feel like we'll be seeing a little bit more play in lower elos because he's a very easy champion to play. It's a little bit more forgiving with his Q. 20 mana early. Mumu has pretty high mana costs early and not a big mana pool. Is nice. Like you can actually stick to someone a little bit harder if you hit 2 in a lane to going for a gank. Speaking of ganking and the lanes that they go to, ha ha ha. Gotta love my transitions. But anyway,
you're an idiot.
Big thing that we've all been talking about lately is the changes to the split pushes. Now, I know you boys have been kind of looking into this a little bit more. Bailey, I'm going to throw you onto the spot. For those who are not aware, let us know what are the changes to split push and how they can particularly be affecting in our games coming up.
They want to make it so it's a viable strategy because it hasn't been for 2 years now. We haven't really seen split pushing.
Mm-hmm.
I think when G2 was good at Worlds is last time split pushing was good.
2 years ago, then.
See, Nemo knew.
Nemo went off.
They want to. What else? They want to change.
I know that they want to make it good. They just haven't found a way of implementing it yet. I don't know about you guys, but something that I would like to see is, you know how they did like turrets have extra armor depending on how many champions surround them.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see like side lane turrets have like kind of the same concept, but maybe in the other direction, is if like they're maybe just like more vulnerable, like lower their base armor on like tiers 2 and 3 turrets, in the side lanes in particular, and then if there's more than 2 enemy champions around it, then it has like normal armor.
I guess so boring to watch as a spectator, though.
Split pushing?
It's so boring to watch as if you take interest in the high level of play, then yes, split pushing is very, very fun to watch because there's actual tactics and mechanics that come behind it. If you're just a regular pleb like some of us are, and we want to see some good old fashioned team fights and we want to see excitement, I'm gonna push a lane. I'm gonna take some bits of a tower. Oh god, someone's coming to match me. I'm gonna walk away and go to the other lane and do the same thing over and over again. Like I don't think it's exciting. I don't think. I want to see more of teams getting together and actually contesting and fighting more versus potentially slower gameplay where it's, oh hey, the special split pushing, full on Tryndamere approach. Oh my god, a big 4v4 just happened. No dragon was taken. Oh, but Tryndamere took a tower. Oh, so exciting. Like, that just sounds so bloody boring to me. Bailey's chomping at the bit by the look of it to cut me off and tell me I'm wrong.
Sorry. No. As somebody who had split push Sanguine Blades Shaco on his team this morning in rank, please don't bring back split pushing.
I think we just tilted Aaron.
I do not want to play 4v5 League of Legends because I have fucking Khan wannabe in my Platinum Diamond solo queue games.
In my gold games.
I want Nars. I want cannons. I want somebody who's gonna TP bot lane when I'm playing AD carry and just kill the enemy AD carry so I can farm the rest of the lane.
You make it sound like as if they are going to come bot lane. It ain't happening there, fam. Road, so
you get TP's bot lane. This is why I went jungle, my dude.
That's why I don't.
Once every 10 games.
Go on, Aaron. Your face kind of changed once we both gave that quick little take on it. You don't seem to agree with us, do you?
I think split pushing from like a macro sense is really, really interesting. Like, do not get me wrong. Am I excited for split pushing meta to come back? Absolutely not. Because I already think that top laners are the whiniest laners that have the second strongest role in the game, and they just refuse to accept that their items and champions are busted right now. So I'm not excited to see them.
Clip that. Throw that on the social media.
Throw it on social media and at me. I don't care. I will stand by that argument. Gore Drinker and or Stridebreaker with Sterax Gauge is dumb OP. And I casted a game from my college earlier this week where an Aatrox went from 200 health to half health off of Gore Drinker. I do not care. Items are dumb. Their items are broken. They're being built on an assassin champions, but that's a rant for another time. I'm about to be really upset.
Before you continue, Aaron, I just want to point out they are the only lane that has a champion that has a Cho'Gath ultimate every 2 seconds.
Yeah. Camille
Q
has true damage on her Q with a 3-second cooldown. Sure, I have to wait a second and a half for it, but when my health bar suddenly goes on AD carry from one ability because Sheen proc and 2 damage, true damage, like, nah. You don't get to complain. Oh, but you have to scale. So do AD carries. What do I get to do for the game?
Right click.
Build his Zonya's forehead.
Stand at what is it like? What's the average range for AD carry? 575?
Give or take, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
You get to stand at 575 range and auto attack while the Camille flies at you from 1k range.
Yeah, next like ultimatums across the entire
picture
screen
and press W, forehead.
Press W.
That
yeah,
help you. Her ultimate,
you in there and she bounces back. Congratulations, no mobility, no counterplay.
Her ultimate follows you.
Just play Ziggs, okay? Just play Ziggs bot lane. I can build Zonyas and I can get out of it. I can W this fool away. If you try and ult onto me, I will just W it. I'm gonna put traps all over my place. Good luck getting in and surviving through that.
Lysandra just got buffed. I'm playing Lysandra bottom lane.
Ziggs doesn't exist.
On my ult.
Also, Ziggs doesn't exist.
I know, it makes me very sad.
My man is under rip for OPGG on play rate.
I tried to play him, but doesn't quite work out there, to be quite honest with you.
You tried to play Ori too.
So let's say split pushing does come back. Okay. Mm-hmm. Who do we think, champion-wise, top 2 or 3. Let's stick with solo queue for the time being, because let's be honest, that's where a lot of us plebs are. Solo queue, who becomes prominent?
Can we all say not Tryndamere because not Tryndamere?
You don't think Tryndamere will be prominent?
I think there's better options. I think Yorick.
Probably not Tryndamere. Tryndamere gives me nightmares. I've seen this man in my dreams doing nothing but running it down topside and winning games. Like, that's the kind of toxic split pushing I don't like.
I'm going to teach you the Church of Bailey, because the answer to Tryndamere is in fact Silas.
Yeah, and with that, have a good night, everyone.
He can't kill you because you can't kill him either.
It's just whoever holds the R longer.
Yep.
It's just the Tryndamere versus Mirror matchup at that point. Yep. Like, that's all he is as a champion is his ult. Oh, that makes me really mad.
We both have a dash, we both spin, and we both heal. We're the same thing.
Shit, hey, went it that way. That's actually pretty true.
Oh, I hate this.
Every week I'm coming up with some bullshit ass counter. Every week you have
okay,
a
so let's not throw. All right, let's bring it back. Let's not throw Tryndamere there. Give me 2 champions, 2 or 3 champions. You're like, hey, if split push changes came through and split pushing does become a real solid thing, who looks good? Like, who
Camille.
do you? Camille,
yeah, Camille. Are we talking about pro play or are we talking to solo queue?
Let's talk solo queue. Let's talk solo queue. Assuming that a lot of our games people do end up going 4v5, and you always have the odd wanker who just does their own thing and doesn't ever join. Mm-hmm. Camille, I think it's a very easy answer to pick, and I agree with that. Who else do we think?
I think Camille's my high elo pick. I think Jax is my low elo pick. I think Jax is severely underrated right now, and with the Trinity Force buffs coming in, he's going to be a menace. He loves to split push. He loves to scale, and he's actually underrated in like the level 2 skirmish. If he starts with his leap and counter strike, he can actually take any top laner level 2 and pull a lead like that, and then he just outscales everyone. So I think he's going to be insanely good in like gold and below.
Ready?
I've got one. Obviously, it's spicy. It's me. Diana.
Go on.
Ooh.
Diana. Nashor's Tooth. You leave. Okay, so I've played Diana a lot recently. You take Nashor's Tooth right now.
I love that pick.
You get a Nashor's Tooth. The enemy mid roams. You just stay mid, and their tower's dead by the time they get back. Your passive plus Nashor's Tooth will just destroy any tower.
I like that pick.
I do love Diana.
I will say one other potential champion, just because this champion over the past 6 months has been receiving tiny little buffs here and there. Even though she was nerfed, 3 months ago, and has had her nerfs reverted, Fiora.
Oh, you said she's been getting buffs over the past few months.
6
and
months.
That's what came to mind.
So she had her true damage drop to 2.5. It's now back up to 3%. That happened, I believe, 3 patches ago. This chick, I think, in a side lane, if a Fiora gets at a decent point of the game, throw a Silas at her, throw a Diana at her, with the items that she can build, maybe even throw a Tryndamere. Or even a Jax. I know Jax and Fiora, I know one is usually favored one way versus the other. To me, it's just a really fun matchup to watch. I love watching a Jax and Fiora 1v1.
That's just that matchup's so much fun to watch, because it's just like who lives in whose head, honestly. Because it's just the parry versus the counter strike. So it's who lives in the other person's head rent free. That's the winner.
There's one we forgot, guys.
Oh, here we go.
Yorick.
Yeah.
Yorick's just gonna kind of roll over everybody. I think Yorick could beat the Fiora.
Yorick versus Fiora would be the super spicy split push mashup that I would love to watch coming up.
I'd agree. I would want to see that. I would want to see, like, hey, out of the two, I would think Yorick I don't know.
It's 2 champions. This main does so much damage.
Yeah.
It's a 2v1. Actually, it's a 6v1.
But Fiora's sustain can be dirty strong as well.
You just get a Kim tank. What is the AD?
So is Yorick's. Maiden plus Q is really strong, and he typically runs Grasp, and I would not be surprised at all to see him run Divine Sunder in the top lane, because he runs Trinity or Divine Sunder because he's a Sheen proc style champion. So it'd be spicy.
Hear me out. Stride Breaker. So he could dash at you and then Q you for more range.
And with that, have a good night, everyone.
or better yet.
If you say Gore Drinker, I'm going to be so upset.
I was gonna say Gore Drinker.
We knew it was one of the two. Let's be honest here.
Oh, you want? Okay.
What you got? So you got something?
The famous phrase. Hear me out. Eclipse Yorick.
Oh, I thought about that.
I'm actually turning the computer off after that one.
I thought about saying that.
It's over.
I mean, well, now hear me out. Okay, so a percent health damage plus more percent health damage. At a certain point, you're at 0%.
Your logic just blew my mind.
Hear me out. You go lethality crit. You go. At
that point, I'm just bringing back crit Sejuani. Like the hell with
the shovel bonk. The collector shovel bonk.
God. That'd actually be really funny to watch.
You would get 3-shot by the Grave Man in the top lane. Do you know how terrifying that is? It's worse than Nasus. He would be like, okay.
One thing I want. Go ahead.
Nasus
just has no good items.
I think he loses against every top laner though.
Yeah, Nasus has just got no good items. There's nothing that. Yes, there are better items. He's got no keystone that works really well. There are some better than others. I mean, go on, Trick to G. There's a shout out. There's a challenge for you, Sunshine. Make it happen. Get to master with him.
I thought of something.
Okay.
For Nasus. Shirelius.
No.
Move speed.
No.
AP.
No.
Mana regen. CDR.
No. I don't think it's that. I'll be real with you.
Build it on Galio, build it on Nasus.
Nah, I think I'm good on that one, Coach.
Hear me out.
Oh Lord, another one.
Sis with Rift Maker. Okay, I'm done.
I'm done with this topic. We're done with this topic.
Okay. So,
go ahead.
I was gonna say we did forget one thing. Your region. We forgot the LEC.
Yeah, I was actually going to quickly touch base on C9 and Liquid. Thoughts? C9 Liquid. Personally, I think 3-1 C9, maybe 3-0 C9. I think C9 just looks dirty strong right now. I don't think Liquid has a chance.
All right, so I'm just going to be the odd guy here and do my normal. I'm calling TL.
Hey, you can do that if you want.
Why do you think TL?
Why do I think TL? I think Alfari is going to bend Fudge over.
Yeah, but your boy Perks.
As long as tactical doesn't end, Jensen can easily hold his own against Perks.
Game 2 last week, wasn't it, when he played Tristana?
He jumped into 3 people. He thought he was Malphite.
TL's got to just ban Tristana, not so the enemy can't play it, but so the tactical can't play it. At this point, I don't trust him. He's the new Cody son for me.
Wait,
you forgot about that one, didn't you?
I have a hot take on tactical. I have a hot take on tactical. Tactical is the new Stixay.
Hype for 1 year and then just mediocre for the rest.
Yep. And then he dies. Just slowly dies over time.
Okay.
I see that.
I don't think we see tactical from last year ever again.
I think the difference is tactical with last year was playing with no fear. He wasn't afraid to, fill whatever role the team needed. Whereas right now there's a lot more of emphasis on tactical to do well. There's a lot more pressure. And with pressure comes concern and fear. It's just how...
Look at his team. This man could play fucking Ari bot for 6 games and probably win. He's got the fucking...
you legit just answered it. Look at his team. You have Core JJ, world champion. You have Jensen, world semifinalist. You have Santorum, best jungler in NA by bloody well far. You have Alfari. Let's be honest, best top laner in NA. And then you have tactical. Think about the level, the caliber of players that surround him, but that he also has to keep up with as well. There's a difference there. And I feel like that's starting to get to him. I think tactical is a great player. Best AD carry in NA, statistically, maybe. I think so. No, I don't think he gets to the point of where he did last year, where he looks like he's playing without fear. I don't think he gets back to that point again.
I mean, with these Shoshana jumps, he might be playing without fear.
Maybe a bit of idiocy might be the better way of wording it. But anyway, let's move over to Europe. So, LEC starts this week, Friday, 10 o'clock in the morning, if you're on Pacific time. Sorry, Benja. is going to be Fnatic versus SK. I'm a Fnatic fanboy. This is going to 5 games, and I can't call. This is going to 5 games, and I cannot call it. If they've got over the whole COVID thing that happened at home, then yes, I would give it to Fnatic. I don't know though, dude. I'm a Fnatic fanboy, heart all the way through. I don't know how this happens.
All right, so I think Fnatic win. Nemo is prepared to be. I think they'll win this. I think the infrastructure Fnatic has there that they've instilled over the last few years will help carry them through playoffs in a best of 5 set. 3, 5 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember
best
how many. Okay, is it best of 5? Okay, so yeah, it'll definitely carry them in the best of 5.
Aaron?
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Is this the one that we just think, yeah, it's just going to happen and that's it? We just leave it at that?
I mean, I'm going to be disappointed if Fnatic doesn't win is the big thing, because they have kind of the same format or same like field that like TL gives me, where it's like you look at their roster and you're like, wow, that should be a top 1, top 2 team. Why are they 3rd, 4th? Why are they not stomping everyone? And maybe it's just like they need to synergize during the regular season, and now that we're in playoffs / mid-season showdown, like suddenly they get the org buff of, oh, this org's been around forever and we know how to play best of 5s like nobody else does. I'm really hoping that's what happens for Fnatic, because if they lose, they're already in losers bracket, so they're just knocked out.
Yeah, they get knocked out.
And if they lose to SK here, then I have zero hope for Fnatic, and I don't think they make it to Worlds.
I am inclined to agree with that. Spicy match of the weekend. Actually, I don't think this is the match of the week. I think the following match will be. But this one we're going to talk about. G2 Schalke.
I so badly want Schalke to win.
It'd be fun if they did.
It'd be so great if they win. God Gilius, Faker Dage, and it'll make sense because then Fnatic beats SK, meets G2 and losers, and goes home.
Yeah,
G2 has to kill him. It just has to
happen. This makes me so sad that we have to put it that way. I'm of the opposing opinion. I think G2 will win. I think it'll be very close. I think it'll be a lot closer than what people think it's going to be. Each game will be close, but it'll be 3-1 G2.
Will we see Faker Dage, or will he sink?
He'll go into losers bracket and show why he's called Faker Dage. Big match of the week for me. This is across EU and NA. Rogue Mad Lions. This is a coin toss. This is a coin flip. This is going to 5 games, and if whoever you tell me is going to win, if Aaron, you told me Rogue, I'm going to tell you you're wrong. Bailey, if you told me Mad Lions, I'm going to tell you you're wrong. There's just no way of. I don't know who wins this. They're both such good teams. Both will get to Worlds, I think. Both with G2. I think those are the 3 teams that are going to Worlds, along with Schalke probably.
Yeah, Schalke's gets to go. But I'm going to be spicy here again because it's what I do.
Here we go.
Rogue's winning 3-0. I think Rogue will end up 3-0ing this. I think Mad will just die.
Really?
Oh, I'm going to hold you to that.
Really? That's what you think?
Yep, that is what I think. I will stand by my decision.
I don't know, dude.
I didn't know that Rogue was 14-4. They're tied.
Yeah, Rogue is second best team in the league, I believe.
Oh, they're tied with G2 actually. They have the same win rate, 14-4.
But G2, I believe, wins the head-to-head. No, to my knowledge, G2 wins the head-to-head there.
Yes, G2 2-0s Rogue in the regular season. However, hear me out.
I hate it when you guys say "hear me out." It just tilts me off the face of the bloody earth.
Wait. Okay. I'm
hearing you out here.
So I said it last week, and I'm going to say it again this week. And I was trying to get my thoughts in order. I think Mad wins. I think Mad goes to finals through winner's side, beats G2 in semifinals. G2 takes out Fnatic on losers bracket.
All right, cheers. I'm done.
It's the dude. I've seen the script. I know the LEC. I know how it works. This is the script. This is what happens every time. All right, and then G2 is going to win finals, but they lose to Mad the first time. So,
no matter how you write it, G2 eliminates Fnatic.
no matter what, G2 eliminates Fnatic. That's all I know.
Sad. All right. Well, there'll be some exciting games coming up this weekend. Don't forget to tune in for the LEC and LCS. We'll be having a recap on it next week. We'll also be hopefully having a special guest next week as well. Stay tuned on our social media. Be sure to follow ReDefy Esports online. If you guys have any questions or you have any topics you want us to talk about, feel free to shoot them up there. I think along with that, though, that should be it, chaps. Cheers, everyone, for joining in. Have a great week. Be safe, care for each other, and we'll see you guys next week.